They don't know how to lose. They don't know how to lose. They just keep winning. They just keep winning. Phillies win again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. I'm going to say it again. The Phillies win again. They beat the Texas Rangers, the reigning World Series champions, tonight by a score of 5-2. Ranger SUAREZ does his thing and then some. 7 innings again, 10 strikeouts. Ties a career high in strikeouts. Does his job. Jeff Hoffman and Alvarado, they allowed some base runners. Jeff Hoffman, he let the home run to Corey Seager that landed in someone's nachos. So I guess you could just say compliments to Corey Seager for hitting that, pretty fantastic shot right there, hitting into someone's nachos. I pray for that person's food, all that money that they spent on it. But the Phillies top of the lineup did damage. And that's basically it. If you win a game, you win another game. That's just the bottom line there. You're making history. It's fun. I wasn't doubting this team. I was very comfortable basically throughout the entire thing. And that's how we end it. That's basically it. It's like you're on cruise control right now. It's every time you say this after a loss. They win one game, they respond, win 2 in a row, maybe 3 in a row, 4 in a row. And that's exactly what they've been doing basically since that, loss in the finale against the Mets. They swept the Nationals and they won this first game here against Texas. And hey, they won a game against Texas, a team that they haven't beaten in a while. And granted, yes, before they MLB changed the schedule to where you play everybody in Major League Baseball, you didn't see the Texas Rangers that often. That's why it's been so long since the Phillies beat them. And granted, last year they got swept by them in the opening day weekend, basically there. And then, they just haven't beat them since. I believe it was 2014 or something like that since the Phillies last beat the Texas Rangers. So it's been a long time coming here. And the person to do it is Ranger on the mound. Ranger beats the Rangers. Oh boy, Bryce Harper was great today. Kyle Schwarber, a couple of hits. Alec Boehm drives in a couple of runs. JT gets on base. The top of your lineup did the damage. Bryson Stott also got an RBI in there late, when it looked like the Rangers were trying to come back into the game, especially when Jeff Hoffman allows those couple of base runners and he allows the home run to Corey Seager. You bring in Matt Strahm to clean up the damage, and that's exactly what he does. And then the Phillies put on some insurance runs, gave yourself a nice, comfortable lead for Jose Alvarado. Granted, allows a base runner. One of those was an error by Alec Boehm. Sometimes that just happens, and then he manages to strike out Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, the top 2 guys in the Rangers batting lineup, and you get yourself a save, and you get yourself a W. Bryce Harper with a moonshot home run in this game, had a couple of hits, just doing his thing, man, just doing his thing. It's amazing stuff here, boys. Just, the records that this Phillies team is doing right now, basically. If I believe it was a post by John Clark, so this is specifically, stuff that Ranger SUAREZ is doing currently on the mound. So Ranger is now 9-0 in the season. Always love to hear that. He's 9-0 with an ERA of 1.36. He is the first Major League pitcher in baseball, first pitcher in Major League Baseball with a 9-0 start and an ERA that low in 58 years. The only Phillies pitcher with an ERA that low for their first 10 starts is Grover Cleveland Alexander, over 100 years ago. My God. My God. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Another sellout in Citizens Bank Park, over 41,000 people. Feels like a playoff atmosphere there. It's fun to be at the ballpark again. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's very fun. A lot of people are trying to make comparisons with Ranger SUAREZ and Cliff Lee on the mound, so that's some fun stuff to see there. More stats about Ranger SUAREZ. He's the first pitcher with a 9-0 start with a sub 1.5 ERA through 10 starts since Juan Marichal in 1966. First Phillies pitcher to win his 9 straight starts since Earl Moore in 1910. Third lowest ERA through 10 starts in franchise history, specifically Grover Alexander in 1916 and 1915. My goodness, I feel like they also put something on NBC Sports Philadelphia about the Phillies and their basically historic start to the season. So I'm trying to find that side. I wish I did take a picture because literally they put that graphic up on post game, like right as I started the stream. So I was trying to get a picture of that, but it was basically too late at that point. So hopefully there will be something that pops up eventually in terms of that. But just keep winning. Just keep winning. Just keep winning. Ranger SUAREZ is also the first pitcher with 9 wins in their first 10 starts of a season since 2019, which was Domingo Germán. So Ranger just keeps doing his thing, man. That's very fun to watch. It just is. Just great stuff. Just some great stuff. You know, Gray on the mound for the Rangers. He had some good numbers coming into this game. Phillies made him throw. He threw 75 pitches. I was gonna say they made him throw some pitches, but for some reason, I guess Bruce Bochy didn't want him going deep into this game because I guess the Phillies were starting to figure him out a little bit, and he decided to go to the bullpen. And the bullpen does give up a little bit of runs. The Rangers bullpen isn't the best. I believe the Rangers bullpen ERA wise is one of the worst in baseball. So you definitely can score against, you know, this Rangers bullpen. And just, you know, you eventually got to him. Looking at Jon Gray's stats, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts there on 75 pitches. He threw a lot of strikes in this game, but the Phillies were eventually, you know, figuring him out. And the Rangers, they did get on the board first in this game in the top of the third inning. The first couple of innings were quiet on both sides. So top of the third inning, starts off with a leadoff single, then eventually they steal second base. Marcus Semien drives them in with a bloop double in down the left field line, basically just in no man's territory at that point. Rangers go up 1-0, but then the Phillies do respond in the bottom of the third inning. Brandon Marsh walks, Johan Rojas, ground ball right back to Jon Gray, goes off of his leg, I believe. Marsh is able to go to second base, Rojas is out at first, and then Kyle Schwarber drives in Brandon Marsh with an RBI single to tie the ball game up. Always nice to see. Bottom of the fourth inning, BRYCE HARPER with a leadoff double. Then Alec Bohm drives him home with a RBI single to make it 2-1 Phillies. Phillies make it 3-1. BRYCE HARPER leads off the bottom of the sixth inning against the Rangers bullpen. Solo shot to dead center field into the shrubbery off the brick wall. Beautiful stuff there from BRYCE HARPER. That ball was smoked. 3-1 Phillies. Rangers eventually make it a 1-run game. Corey Seager with the 1-out home run in the top of the 8th inning. Jeff Hoffman on the mound at that point. Jeff Hoffman gets 2 outs, but then he allows a single, then an infield single, then Matt Strahm comes in, allows hard contact to low, but it basically goes right into the glove of Brandon Marsh. And Matt Strahm continues to be electric on the mound. Bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies add on insurance runs. Always nice to see. Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto lead off the bottom of the 8th with singles. BRYCE HARPER lines out on a very awkward play by the left fielder for the Rangers. Alec Bohm then doubles, which scores a run, which honestly I thought Kyle Schwarber was going to be gunned out because it was a very close play at shortstop. Corey Seager just missed it, and Kyle Schwarber was going back to second base just in case the ball got caught. Ball leaks into the outfield. Schwarber has to basically go home because JT is right on his ass going to third base, and thankfully Kyle Schwarber is slim enough, he's toned down a little bit this, in the offseason. He could run a little bit better, and he beat the throw home, and Phillies go up 4-2. Then Bryson Stott hits a sacrifice fly, makes it 5-2, and that's basically your ball game. Jose Alvarado out in the 9th, allows a couple of base runners, a throwing error by Alec Bohm, then a single by Tavares, and then he gets Semien to strike out on the 3-2 count, and then he gets Corey Seager basically with all off-speed pitches to get the save there. So, yeah, bullpen got, a little bit into leaky trouble, but your top guys managed to figure it out there. Strahm and Jose Alvarado. Jeff Hoffman got a little bit roughed up there, but I do expect Jeff Hoffman to bounce back. It was just, sometimes that just happens with the best guys in your bullpen. Sometimes they just don't have their stuff that night. In terms of the Phillies lineup today, like I said in the beginning of the video, your top 4 guys did the job today. They did the damage. Each guy, top 4, had 2 hits. 2 hits. So that's 8 hits combined. From the top of your lineup, they were all 8 hits for the Phillies tonight. Kyle Schwarber was 2 for 4 with an RBI. JT Realmuto, he was 2 for 4. BRYCE HARPER, 2 for 3 with a walk and a solo shot. Alec Bohm, he was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, so 2 more RBIs there for Bohm. He just keeps knocking those guys in. Bryson Stott, he was over 3 with a sac fly. Nick Castellanos over 4. Cody Clemens over 3. Brandon Marsh, he was over 1 with 2 walks. And then Johan Rojas was over 3 When the Phillies got their chances, they drove in runners with scoring position. They were 4 for 7 in that respective area. Rangers SUAREZ, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walk strikeouts on 108 pitches. He allowed a couple of base runners in that 7th inning, but Rob Thompson elected to allow Ranger to finish it, and he gets the final strikeout there to end his night. Just some beautiful stuff there from Ranger SUAREZ, as my internet does some fancy things there. My internet has been very, very up and down today, so I can see the frames dropping a little bit there on the stream, so hopefully it's nothing too terrible here. It definitely won't be a long stream tonight because, you know, with the internet issues like I've been having. I was very debating on even doing this recorded. I was definitely debating on recording this, but I felt like, you know, just getting a stream out there, do less work. I'm lazy. I'm very lazy. I didn't feel like doing any editing there. So, just gonna have to deal with the internet issues. Like I said, my internet's been very weird today. I have no idea why it's been this weird. So, it's just one of those days. Probably have to go down and reset the router or something like that. So, we're just gonna have to deal with it. We definitely are. Want to bring up some more stats here if I can find it on Twitter, because I do want to find that that graphic that NBC Sports Philadelphia put up there. I wish I can rewind it, but I can't. I just can't on the streams, sadly, so I can't do that. So I don't think there's anything that they screenshot and put on Twitter or anything like that, so... my goodness. Yep, more stats about Ranger SUAREZ. I don't think there's anything else there. And I don't know. In terms of the conversation about the Phillies not beating good teams, I feel like some people will try to string this into, oh, you still didn't beat a good team, because technically right now the Rangers are below 500. They were 500 exactly coming into this ballgame. They're the defending World Series champions. They're going to be a tough team to face. Yeah, they're struggling right now, but I do expect them to figure it out. They're missing some key pitchers in their rotation, specifically the Grom and Scherzer. So even though those guys are old, they're still very key contributors to their rotation. I know they won the World Series without the Grom last year, but still, those are tough pieces to lose there, and I do believe they're dealing with some injuries in their starting lineup as well. Some guys not performing as well. So I do, you know, they're a good team, the Rangers, in my opinion. Yeah, the record doesn't show it, even though people are going to try to spring this into saying that, oh, the Phillies didn't beat a good team. They're still not facing good opponents. There's not many good teams in baseball. There's not many teams with good records. That's just the bottom case. If you're looking at the best records in baseball, you're looking at the Phillies, obviously, the best record in baseball. You're looking at the Dodgers. You're looking at the Braves. You're looking at the Yankees. There's not many. There's not that many good teams in baseball. I don't think there's that many teams with 30 wins in baseball. And honestly, all the good teams probably have 30 wins at this point. So if I look at the MLB standings right now, just to look at the teams that are above in the 30-win column at this point, if ESPN would decide to load, that would be nice. There's only 4 teams with, let's see, there's only 5 teams with 30 wins. The Phillies, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Guardians, and the Royals out of all teams. Those are the only teams with 30 wins. The Baltimore Orioles, they have 29. The Milwaukee Brewers, they have 28. The Braves have 27. The Mariners have 26. The Cubs have 26. So, yeah, it's a lot of teams that are hovering around 500, and there's very few teams that have 30 wins this year. The Phillies are just on a roll right now. Same thing with the Yankees. Same thing with the Dodgers. Phillies right now are the best team in baseball. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But people will continue to not give them the credit that they deserve. And the Phillies will continue to roll with that, because it's just what they've been doing. It's just what they've been doing. 35-14 on the year. 21 games above 500. Feels good. Feels good. When was the last time the Phillies were even 21 games above 500? It's got to be a little bit, right? Got to be a little bit now. We're like this early in the season, I'm talking about. Like this early in the season. Like, when was the last time they were that above 500? Because they weren't above 500 when they finished last season. They were, I believe, 18 games above 500. In 2022, obviously, they weren't that close to that either. So, yeah, when was the last time this team was 20 games above 500? Was it 2011? Was it 2011? Yeah, they were definitely 21 games above 500 then. They were way more than that, like 30-something games above 500 2010. Where were they at that point? Yeah, they were 21 games above 500 at that point, like basically above 30 games above 500. So yeah, it's been a little bit since this team has been that far above 500. It feels good. It feels very good. It feels superb. Feels spectacular. I love it. I love it. I love it. Fun stuff here, boys. Fun stuff. But like I said, people will continue to criticize the Phillies for or discredit the Phillies for their wins. It's just the way it'll go the entire year. It just is. It just is. So we do have some voicemail. We have 2 voicemails here on the Anytime Hotline. You can leave those at 215-839-9885. Any thoughts and opinions there? And we'll see what happens. So we got Tyler here. We got Sean here. I think we're gonna run Tyler first. I think we're gonna run Tyler first. Hopefully, the transcription here on Google is not showing much, but it's a minute. So let's see what Tyler has to say here. Hopefully, you settle that.
Holy moly, guacamole. Let's talk about Mr. Alec Automatic Boom. We're going to come up with a cheer for that guy. Alec Boom, Automatic. Alec Boom, like they did in the WWE with the Rocky and Cena chants. Because this guy just can't stop getting RBIs. He's got the RBI cheat code. Also, BRYCE HARPER with a couple of home runs. Laser focus of this guy. And back in the pile, and he's getting back in his groove. Now let's talk about the player of the night. Ranger, the Schwarber, SUAREZ, not getting strikeouts. Mr. 10 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed. This guy is 9-0. One of the best pitchers we've seen in the MLB, let alone in our franchise. So great win for the Phillies. Now everybody else can shut the fuck up about us not being the best in the MLB because we just beat the Rangers, the reigning champions right now, the world champions, World Series champions. So that'll be it. Talk to you next time. Peace.
Appreciate the call there, Tyler. Yeah, Alec Bum's a star right now. Dude's automatic with runners in scoring position. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He just is. He just is. It's fun stuff watching Alec Bum just swing the bat. That pimp job that he had on Sunday against Washington was fun stuff. And just drives in more runs. It's just what he does. Just what he does. Just is. And yeah, people are not going to shut up about the Phillies. They're going to continue to discredit them. It's just what it is. It's the Philadelphia hate. People can't accept it. I don't know why, but they can't. Next caller. Let's go to Sean. What do you got, Sean?
Oh my God, we beat the Texas Rangers. I don't believe it. Maybe it is the Phillies year. I mean, again, it starts and ends with Ranger SUAREZ. It's becoming the norm. What he's been able to do is simply unreal. I mean, and again, you get starting pitching like that seemingly every night from the staff. You're getting 6, 7, 8 innings of 3 runs or less. You should, and you're going to win a lot of ball games. But
oh boy.
All-star team, and it's an underappreciated role. But Matt Strom has pitched his ass off since the opener. I mean, this guy's going out there and getting hitters out. I mean, he came in and put the fire out today at a critical time. Anonymously, under the radar, Matt Strom has been huge for the Phillies and a great acquisition a year ago from Dave Dombrowski. Another solid win. You know, every time Taijuan Walker pitches, you cross your fingers and hope. So it was important to get that win tonight. You know, tomorrow's pitching matchup on paper is kind of even, but even if you lose tomorrow, you still got to feel somewhat confident with Wheeler going in the finale to at least get 2 out of 3. Keep the train going. Let's go, Phils.
Yeah, like going to the Matt Strom thing. It's funny because one of my guys in my Discord chat about the Phillies even brought this up about Matt Strom, about, you know, how he really deserves an all-star appearance, but like this is his exact quote. If you don't know him, he's on Twitter at Joe Ettinger. Posts some nights very interesting stats there for I believe he's on Phillies Nation. And this was his message here. I'm gonna be so annoyed when he's not an all-star, speaking of Max Strom, because all of the shitty teams sending relievers to Phil, everybody gets a rep rule. Yeah, Matt Strom deserves to be an all-star. He definitely does. He 100% does. If I'm thinking of all-stars, if the all-star game is right now for the Phillies, it would be Ranger SUAREZ, obviously. Alec Bohm should be the starting third baseman. Matt Strom should be in the bullpen. The Phillies should have at least 3 all-star representatives, in my honest opinion. It'll be Bohm, it'll be Ranger, it'll be Obviously, Matt Strahm, because he's been their best reliever out of the bullpen. Who else can you say? If Stott, could Stott be a reserve if he continues this torrent pace? Maybe. If Trey Turner wasn't injured and he just kept, swinging the bat like the way he was, he probably could have made the All-Star team, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case anymore. You never know if he comes back early and he finds a way to, relinquish that, not relinquish, or just replenish what he's been doing since he's been gone. We'll wait and see, though. I don't know, Zack Wheeler probably deserves to be the only All-Star team, in my honest opinion. But that's, a couple of months away. We have a lot of time to think about that, in my opinion. That's the least of my concerns. But in terms of the pitching matchup tomorrow, it is Taijuan Walker, and it's going to be Andrew Heaney for the Rangers. He's 0-5 with a 4.43 ERA. He is a lefty on the mound, so another lefty that the Phillies are facing. And in terms of his last few starts here, he's only pitched in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, it looks like. I don't think actually 5 games. So he's pitched in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games so far. No, actually 9 games. I don't know why I can't count right now. So he's pitched in 9 games. He was very bad in the month of April. He had a 6.26 ERA in the month of April. He has a 2.49 ERA in the month of May. So he definitely has been better in his past couple of starts. He went 7 innings against the Nationals, only allowed 1 earned run. He went 6 innings against Oakland, only allowed 1 earned run. He went 5 innings against the Rockies, allowed only 2 earned runs. So I'm assuming the bullpen blew up after that. And then he went 3 2/3 innings against the Angels and only allowed 2 earned runs, but for some reason he came out of that start early, so I'm not sure what happened in that case. So yeah, he's definitely a pitcher you can hit around. He's definitely no world beater at the end of the day. And Taijuan Walker, yeah, you don't know what you're going to get from him. You just don't know what you're going to get from him. That's basically it there. Walker so far on the season, he's 3-0 with a 4.91 ERA, so take it as you will. The Phillies have been winning the starts that he has pitched in. They didn't win the game against the Mets because they went in extra innings and they couldn't find a way to finish that. But so far in Taijuan Walker's appearances, 6 earned runs against San Diego, 3 earned runs against the Giants. He's gone 6 innings in at least all of his starts this year, except for that one against the Mets where he had to leave early off the comeback or off his foot. So he still gives you length. So he's going to give you length tomorrow if I'm assuming he's feeling good. He's going to give you length. He's going to give you at least 5-6 innings. So we're just going to see how he looks. We're just going to see how he looks. And that's basically it from there. I don't know. The Phillies do win their games when Taijuan Walker normally pitches. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see. If you win tomorrow, win the series again, and you have a chance to sweep on Thursday. I will be going to Thursday afternoon's game. I'm still debating on what to do for tomorrow because tomorrow, then Thursday's an afternoon game. It'll be a quick turnaround. So I'm trying to figure out everything here in terms of like when would be the proper time to recap all that stuff. So it definitely is a interesting thing there. You'll see something pop up in your subscription feed, so I'm not going to think of it right now. So you're just going to have to wait and see on that. We'll probably end up doing a if the game is like a blah tomorrow, if not much happens tomorrow, you'll probably just wait for the recap on Thursday for both of these games. But if it turns out to be a good game tomorrow, you'll probably get a recap. So it's basically the result of the game, I would say. That's what I would say in that predicament. But in terms of the rest of the schedule for the Phillies, just looking at the upcoming games. So you got these last 2 games against Texas. You'll have Taijuan Walker tomorrow against Heaney, and then you'll have Zack Wheeler against Jose Urania. So we'll see how that goes for that. And then you go on a West Coast road trip until Memorial Day. You play 3 games against Colorado. You play 3 games in San Francisco. Then you come back home for 6 games, St. Louis and Milwaukee, to start June, basically. And then you go to that London for the London series for those 2 games. So I'm not going to really go through the rest of this. It's too long. Even though sometimes I go into that stretch of going through the entire part of the schedule here. But I'm not going to do that right now. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. So let's look at some, other things around. Look at the standings again just to see how many games the Phillies are in the NL East. Phillies are 5.5 games above the Atlanta Braves. The Braves, they lost that series to the San Diego Padres. They got absolutely smoked in that series. They did win the final game, but they lost the series. They lost 3 of 4. And right now they're on a road trip in the NL Central against the Cubs and the Pirates, so we'll see how that goes and how everything right now, they're currently tied 3-3 in the top of the 7th inning with no outs and 2 runners on. So Braves will probably find a way to win that game. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Right now, win your games. That's the most important thing. No need to worry about the Braves until you play them at the end of the day. That's basically it there. And yeah, I think in terms of, stats and all that stuff, I don't think there's anything else in terms of stat-wise or history-wise. I wish I could find that stat that they put on the graphic at NBC on the post game, but I guess I can't find that because no one wanted to post it on Twitter. So I'll read you guys here in the live chat, and then we'll end it off because it looks like the internet is being the internet again, and I want to get through this without any more mishaps because the internet's been very weird. Daniel, how you doing? Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you, Daniel. Happy Phillies win. Well, not Tuesday. Oh, it is Tuesday. I don't know why. I think it's Monday. My brain's scrambled. My brain is scrambled. The weather's getting warmer. That means my brain is scrambled. T-Man Tyler, how you doing? Now, do you believe, for all the others who want to fuss, this game is our mic drop after we say we the best? Now, people will still find a way to spiral it into, Phillies still haven't beat good teams. They'll still find a way. Star Wars, how you doing? Yep, Ranger 9-0. Yeah, I agree, Eugene. Texas is still a good team, but people will find a way to spew the narrative. Could Ranger come back tomorrow and save us from the Taiwan Walker experience? Nah, he's probably not going to, Sean. It's an underappreciated role, but huge in today's MLB. Strom has solidified that role in the pen. Yeah, you can come in any situation. Strom has been basically your pocket, your Swiss Army knife out of the bullpen. He's been very good for you. Oh, the Ranger Danger is on fire. Yeah, Ranger's been amazing. A lefty goes for Texas. Great. Merrifield goes over 5 tomorrow, and no balls leave the infield. Who knows? Maybe they put I hope they put Bryson Stott in the lineup tomorrow. Then you would see Edmundo Sosa. But then that means that who goes into the outfield? Is it Rojas and Pache? Or do they put Merrifield in Rojas or Merrifield in Pache? So it's a wait-and-see process there. We'll wait and see what the lineup that Rob spurts out tomorrow. It's funny how we always complain about the lineup, and that's the lineup that scores like 15 runs. It never makes sense with the Phillies. It definitely doesn't, but that's what I love about them. That's what I love because it never makes sense. But yeah, I think we are good here now. I think we're good. So before any other internet mishaps happen, I think this is a good way to end it here. So Phillies win once again. Good game, folks. Let's keep the winning going. Starts tomorrow with Taiwan Walker on the mound. Let's pray for some more offense. Let's play for some more bats and swings and all that stuff and home runs and knocking in RBIs. Let's do that for Taiwan, and hopefully Taiwan can bounce back from his game that he left early from. So let's see what can happen there. If Witt doesn't start producing, he's gone. We'll see, Sean. We'll see. But thanks, guys, for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at